Hello. We're going to walk through a little bit of a tutorial on how to download fan fiction onto Calibre. I'm sorry you have a blank screen right now. I am working on how to fix this. So give me a sec. I'm going to turn the display capture on and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So I decided I'm going to download this fanfic. It's called Made to Order, and it is available on Archive of Our Own. So first thing you want to do is you want to copy this. So I've copied the link for the fanfiction. I'm going to come down here to Calibre. This is my Calibre fanfiction library, and this includes all of the fanfiction that I've collected for Voltron and Harry Potter and a lot of other fandoms. So I've also installed the Fanfic Fair plugin for Calibre to initialize that, and it's up here at the top. I'm going to click on the arrow here, and I would like to download from a URL. It automatically pastes the URL of the fiction that I want to copy, and this is going to scrape it from the website and put it onto my system. So I'm going to click, and all of these, I show the download options. It's going to upload or update the metadata if there's more than one part, if it's a work in progress. My output format currently is EPUB, and it will update the EPUB if new chapters exist. You can also set this to do things like always update it, to overwrite it if newer. I leave it update if new chapters, that way that it doesn't overwrite things, because people will delete chapters completely or whole fiction, or they'll take everything off and leave you with the B movie. And if you know what I'm talking about, then kudos to you. But I usually do update if new chapters. So it'll only update it if there is a new chapter, so it doesn't hit it all the time. So I'm going to click OK. And what it's going to do, it's going to fetch the metadata from the website. And you can see that there is a lot of fiction back here in the background. I like to read adult fiction, so please don't be surprised if you see something that is MLM, and we've got ABO here, and yeah, okay. So what it's doing, it is downloading the metadata, and now it is downloading the fic from the website. As you can see, it's downloading one fanfiction site, and it is finished. It wants to know it found a good update, obviously, because I don't have this fanfic in my system yet. So, of course, it found a good update and 0 bad updates. The log looks like this. Here's the view log, and you can see that it wants to add Made to Order. It's download the EPUB, one chapter, and it gives me the URL. So I can copy this to clipboard if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So I click OK. I click yes. So what it's doing, it is downloading the EPUB from AO3 onto my computer into this library. And there it is, Made to Order, and the date. It gives this a generic cover. I will come back at a later time and put a Voltron cover on, or a fandom specific cover onto the fanfic. It also gives you the tags. The tags are not in the same order that the author had put them on. They are in alphabetical order. You can see that this one says completed. That means that if I go to the search and do a search for tags that are just in progress, it's not going to find that fanfic. To search for stuff that's in progress, let's do that now. So I'm going to click on my down arrow, and I've already done this search. So the tag that I'm looking for is the in progress tag. It's going to show me all of the fan fiction that I have that is in progress. that is marked with a tag in progress. I have 512 out of 2,500 fan fiction. Remember that I've been collecting these for quite some time. And I'm not going to do all 512. 512 takes about an hour for my computer to do. And AO3 just happens to be running maintenance tonight in about 45 minutes, which means that if I started the whole thing, then it wouldn't finish. It would fail for the last at least 20 minutes of it. So I'm just going to tag some of the ones that are these are all the most current ones. They're as of today, the 29th of August. This one's from the 28th. And I know that one of my authors here has updated a fanfiction on fanfiction.net, and I want her updates on there. So I'm going to go down to at least the 15th. So let's go to the 10th. This is now chosen 45 of the fics that I have from the 10th of August that have been entered into my system from the 10th of August to the 28th. And I want to run the update on these. So I click on the main button, and it's going to get the information for all the stories. Here's the existing list. It's again showing the download options of EPUB, update mode, update EPUB if new chapters, and I want it to do the metadata. You don't need it to update the cover. The cover's not going to, there's no covers on AO3. So I click OK. It's going to fetch the metadata. You'll get a pop-up message if you are downloading something that is adult in nature, and it will be explicit on AO3 or mature. If it's teen or below, it's not going to show you this. It's going to ask me, are you an adult? Because Archive of Our Own requires that I be an adult. This is not for use for children. Again, this is for my adult fics. You can, if you say no on this, it's not going to update anything that's got a rating of mature or higher. So I'm confirming that I am an adult in my locale. I only have to click it once, and it's going to remember it for the rest of this session, only while it's downloading the metadata. So this is only going to take a few minutes because I only chose 45. We're already on number 3 or 4 here. So I'm going to pause. Actually, I'm just going to leave it run. Some of the things that you can do with this, I have designed a cover for several of my fandom's ebooks. There's a Voltron cover. There's a Voltron Defenders of the Universe cover. I have Lois and Clark fiction on here. I have Harry Potter fiction on here. If somebody has created a cover for a fic, I will most likely use that, or I will put it as like the inside the cover first page of that EPUB. Once the book has been completed, and if I want to move it over to my Paperwhite, Paperwhites only take Mobi or ASW files. AWS, ASW. It's the Amazon format. So I will convert it using Calibre. There's a Convert Books button at the top of the screen, and I have the output set up so that it will output to Mobi. And what that does, it adds the format just to this file. So as you can see over here, this one here's the author's name. This is the format that's currently available. If I do a Convert Books, it'll say EPUB, Mobi. The ID is where it came from, and then these are the tags that the author has put in. While this is running, Calibre is not going to let you do anything else to it. It's going to take just a couple more minutes here, and then it will be finished. It will give me a log list of all the ones that it has pulled up with the ones that it has updated at the top of the list. About once a week, I will go through the entire list, scroll down to see if there are any bad links A bad link is either a hiccup in the transmission between my computer and the internet, my computer and the website, or it could be that the author has removed the story. Several times I have gone in and looked to see if the author's removed the story, and the author has removed themselves from the archive of our own. However, I still have the incomplete fic on my system. And we've had a couple of instances just in even the last week we've discussed about people deleting their fiction from the internet. This will give you an archive of that fanfic so that you don't lose it if you want to go back and reread it. Now, that's not for you to distribute. It is for your own personal use. I am not encouraging you to distribute somebody else's fiction. That would be wrong. So we're still waiting for this. I can come back over and I can close this window. And we're going to go back to here. Okay. And we'll wait. And it's almost done. We're at 35 out of 45. Like I said, when I first started doing this, I had about 200 or so, and it took me about 20 minutes. Now I've got 520 unfinished fanfics, and it will take about 50 minutes to an hour to do, depending on if I'm doing anything else on the system. It's a long time. So I like to do it in the middle of the night, usually right before midnight, and let it cook. So about 11 o'clock, about now is when I would start my hour-long fic scrape. And it does count as a hit on the website. So if you've got somebody, if you go to your history on AO3, you may see something that says you have visited this site 55 times and you've only been there twice, but this program has been there and that counts as your login. So right now it is pulling that information. There's 2 stories that it's going to download apparently. As you can see, it says downloading 2 fan fiction stories. 1 of 2 stories is available, and it is running this. If this runs for a long period of time, you can either just set it down and walk away, or you can stop it. I would not recommend stopping it because you don't know what story it's hung up on. But and then you'll have to run the scan again, which will take longer. Okay, so now I've got 2 good and 43 bad updates. So I'm going to view the log, and I can see that my 2 are Come Helsinki or High Tables, and the Peveril Dilemma, which is the one I got the email on. That person added a chapter, and you can see that they've added chapters here as well. So I'm clicking OK, and then I'll click yes, and it will automatically update Calibre for fan fiction. Once this finishes, which it's now done, I can see that yes, it's updated these 2 fics. You can actually read fanfic on Calibre by double clicking on it. This is the one that I read this afternoon. That was Perfect Chan is the author. I have another one on here that I want to pick up by Perfectly Rose before AO3 has their maintenance. But you can see this is the fanfic. This is the EPUB, and it tells you all the information and the summary, and you can scroll through this. You can also have it read to you. There is an auto reader that's a little quirky, and obviously it's going to be the computer voice, which means that it doesn't know how to pronounce certain things like Shiro's name, which is really funny. But it will let you just listen to your fanfic if you just want to listen to it. So, okay, well, that's how I do it. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer anything that I can. And that's it. Thanks.